Hey there, my fountain family. It's your girl Tika, and I am here with your third installment of the Black History Spotlight. Today, I am with Sister Anita Womack, and she is going to talk to us about her father, Stephen H. Womack. And I'm not going to tell you anymore. We'll let her tell you about her father. Hi, Anita.
Hey, Tika. How are you?
What's up?
Not much, girl. Just wanted to share, some news that came from my family about my father, Stephen H. Womack, who was the first Black Superior Court judge. He received the nomination back in 1995, and that was an honor in our family. Governor Christine Todd Whitman originally nominated him, and he was sworn in the week Martin Luther King. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's major, right? So tell us how he became a judge.
Gosh. So let me go back to his college days, which were at Talladega in Alabama. And he was a history and economics major, in addition to being, yes, a Kappa Alpha Psi Nuke. So I think during the civil rights, movement, that inspired him. I mean, again, aside from being a history buff, he was a big studier of the word as well. And given what was going on with civil rights, law called him, and he attended Harvard Law School and actually was one of 15 students in that law class, and the first minority students. I hate that word minority, but anyway, first students that actually came from an HBCU, at that time. So that was back in 1965. So from there, once he graduated, he actually came back to Patterson and had started his own firm with another gentleman, Harry Cornish. Did that for a few years, but then he decided to go into being a public defender. So he worked as a public defender down in Union County for about 20 years. And then the nomination came, which actually William Pascrell, who recently passed, he was mayor of Patterson at the time, so he proposed him as a candidate, and then Governor Whitman, co-signed on that. And, that led to this historic event. And I think one of the things that I wanted to point out why it was so significant and important to him was, number one, and I'm just going to read his quotes back then: "I welcome this challenge and opportunity. I believe that my appointment to the bench sends a positive message of inclusion to all minorities. I thank God for this milestone in my legal career." So he worked in family in the juvenile division, and unfortunately he passed in 2008. But one of the things that came out during that, because a lot of folks came to the wake, and including those who had come before him on the bench, and one thing they said was he was tough, but he was fair. And it was important for him to, show them that there is another path, there are other options. So it was, I guess, warm and heartfelt to hear that that's how he was seen. And as part of his tenure as a judge, he also participated on the Minority Task Force in Patterson. He was part of a Law Day event, and I probably looked just to get these details correct, but he was part of a law event or law day that they would sponsor so that kids get the exposure, to law, the benefits of law, understanding law. And I think during these times, clearly, that's extremely important. So, yeah.
So your father pretty much started out just with you saying he was a Kappa. Their thing is social justice.
Absolutely.
Their thing is civil rights. And what I learned from their Founders Day, the great video that we had here, thank you, staff, that, the reason they became was because of how, our people were being treated.
Exactly.
So for him to join that fraternity and then to be in the legal field, me knowing, because I was paralegal, to become an attorney and then do public defender work speaks heavily to his character, because most people want to become an attorney and to go get the
Wall
big
Street,
money,
make money.
Because public defenders, they are, state employees,
right.
So that's kind of cool. But I think he was rewarded.
Well, yeah, and I think, but outside of law, what the next most important thing was for him? He was actually a minister. He was not
Oh,
ordained, but again, big student of the word. So he was a minister. We grew up in Shiloh Baptist Church in Patterson,
okay.
and his mentor at that time was our pastor, Pastor Blakely. So when he died, he kind of took over because he had been chairman of the deacon board, and again, just that guided him, right?
Yeah.
That was his compass, and it's I think his proudest moment shortly before he died. This was actually in January, I think, of 2008. Was, and my mom's calling,
She
was
knows
that
we talking about her
exactly
husband
was the fact that they completed putting a roof on the church,
on the
right?
church.
That's what
Wow.
really motivated him, right? Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, civil rights, so justice, very, 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 very important to him. And I'm probably missing something else that I want to say, but because there's just so much to say, now
Yeah.
just sitting down and thinking
Right,
about it
right,
after the
right.
fact. He had a cardiac event in his chambers on March 16th back in 2008. And I think the response from EMS and everyone was so overwhelming. You could tell that he had actually made a difference,
Yeah.
was making a difference. If anybody's ever in Patterson in the courthouse for, non-major legal issues, you'll see his painting or photo
Oh,
hanging, yeah, in the
wow.
courthouse.
Hanging up in
Yep.
the courthouse.
Hanging up in the courthouse, exactly.
Thank you, sis
All
Anita.
righty, thank you.
All right, family. This was our third installment of the Black History Spotlight. Sister Anita put it down for us. So proud of her father's contributions to our society. And real quick, you see this? Merch. You want a hoodie, we have them for you, $45. I do believe you can see me or somebody on staff after service on Sunday, or you can call the church office. But long story short, the merch is out here. We have mugs and hoodies and all of that. So Black History, get you some Black History merch. Unleashing fresh joy. See ya.